Spiky balls, spiky balls. Spiky balls always to try and go up my nose. Why are spiky balls always trying to fly up my nose and in my mouth? Spiky balls always trying to kill me. Why are spiky balls always trying to go in my mouth and in my nose? Why are there spiky balls trying to kill me all the time? I think I'll wear a mask so spiky balls cannot hurt me. I think I'll poison myself so spiky balls can't hurt me. Now spiky balls can't hurt me no more. Oh wait, here they come. They're still hurting. I guess that means I need another jab or two or three or four. Give me infinity jabs. Yeah. There, now I'm healthy. Oh wait, shit, here they come. It's just not working. How are we doing, everybody? Doing on a wonderful, beautiful Christmas Eve. How are all of you, my wonderful, beautiful, awesome subscribers, doing out there in YouTube land? Got Mass One in the chat. One of my mods here, just in case we need to bounce any trolls. We have a fun stream planned today, but I have a few controversial topics that I might bring up at any time. So if at any point there are trolls that show up, no, I have mods here ready to said trolls. Got Tommy the G with a $5 donation that says, LOL, Merry Christmas, amigo. Merry Christmas. Speaking of, I have a Christmas tune in for us today. Now, I know not everyone celebrates Christmas. Some people say it's a satanic holiday, it's a pagan holiday, it's a satanic ritual, this, that, the other. I happen to like singing Christmas tunes, and even though my family gets together and does a traditional Christmas gathering, I enjoy singing traditional Christmas tunes because A, I love to sing, and B, it reminds me of singing for the olds in the nursing homes, a job that has been taken away from me. And so I have a couple very special traditional Xmas Christmas tunes for you guys to lighten and brighten up the mood, get you in that Christmas spirit, and at the very least, put a smile on my own face and hopefully yours. So we have a fun stream. And I just so happen to have this here that I brought along. And I just so happen to have something green to smash inside of it. So I'd like to see 30 thumbs up to get us started. Let's get 30 thumbs up. And we're going to light this off. We're going to light off this this big bong skishi. We're going to take a toskishi of the big bong skishi. If you know what I mean, ski. All right, thumbs up. Come on, smash it. All right. I see we got 69 people watching and 33 thumbs up. Those are good numbers. Away we go. You breathe in the bong skishi. You breathe out the bong skishi. In, out. You know, one of the reasons I've been safe from spiky balls, it's not because I poison myself. It's because I smoke daily hashishi. I think that's what keeps me safe is that I'm constantly high. I think that's what's keeping me safe. I mean, what else could it be? I've had people cough directly in my face. I don't wear muzzles. I do not wear ritualistic shame muzzles or face diaper. I am unjabbed. I am one of those crazy people who leaves the house, doesn't wear a muzzle, and I'm unjabbed, and I had people cough directly in my face. Somehow, I always feel really awesome. I'm just one of those lucky guys. I've had friends and family members say, "Oh no, I know it's real because I got it and I lost my taste." It's like, you lost your taste? And they're like, "Uh huh. The little spiky balls, they taste buds and they hurted them. So I know that it's real. The boogeyman is real because I caught it and I lost my taste and I still haven't got it back." Like, really? So little spiky balls that no one's ever actually seen and that no one's ever contained or ever proved existed got your tongue and messed up the taste buds on your tongue. Is that what you're telling me? Uh-huh. The a spiky ball uh, uh, hurted my tongue and then I can't taste nothing. Oh, okay. So why don't you poison yourself to make yourself feel better? Will that make your taste buds feel better? No, but it'll give me peace of mind that it won't further hurt my taste buds. I'm protected now. Ting! So I've had family members and friends tell me, "Oh, it is real. It's just not as bad as you think. It made me lose my taste." And here I am, the lucky conspiracy theorist who had people cough directly in my face. Somehow, still got my taste buds intact. Go figure. I guess I'm just like the luckiest guy in the world. And then when you add the fact that I eat like raw meat and I drink raw eggs, I should have been dead a long time ago. But somehow, some way, by the grace of God, I look this good and feel amazing. Guess that just makes me the luckiest human being ever who lives the most dangerous life. According to the news, if you eat raw meat and drink raw eggs and don't wear a muzzle and you're unjabbed and you let people cough in your face, there's 100% chance you should be dead. But somehow, some way, there's 100% chance that I'm actually still alive. So, how does that work? I mean, I actually do eat raw meat. You've seen me. I do drink raw eggs. You've seen me. I've had people cough in my face. You've seen me. I didn't take this. You didn't see me. So, yeah, where's the death, man? Where's the sickness, bro? Oh, I guess I'm one of those lucky, healthy guys somehow who does the unhealthy thing yet is always healthy. Woo! Got a donation coming in here from Gnubskababga. I hope I'm saying that right. Got a donation coming in from Gabaskanushka. If that's how you're going to spell your name, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Your name is Gabadaskubadaskibada. Says, "Merry Christmas from San Francisco skate ramp warehouse party days of old. Miss Brother KL." Oh, wow. This is somebody who I actually know. Miss your fresh mushrooms. Keep up the good work. Holy crap. Uh, you remember me from Kyle's warehouse. Holy crap. I did not expect that. I was thinking you were going to be some random person who's like a flat earther or something. You actually knew me from back in the day and have met me from before I did any of this YouTube shit. Holy cow. What's your name? So I can try and remember. Holy cow. Yeah, I miss Kyle as well. I miss him a lot. Wasn't expecting that. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate that, and a lovely memory it was. Uh, he was a good guy, and in a way, he's lucky that he doesn't have to be around to go through a bunch of this bullshit that we're dealing with now. So, Kyle, you're lucky that you aren't around in a flesh bag suit to have to deal with this shit because it's not very beautiful. So you got to bow out gracefully before the world turned into a pile of shit. So in a way, I envy you, Kyle. You get to live with the angels while I'm here in hell dealing with zombies. Got another donation coming in from Abby Oz. I appreciate the donations. All right. So we're going to go ahead and lighten the mood now because things all of a sudden can get dark. Sometimes darkness can come a creeping in. You got spiky balls and you got the poison jab a coming after you. So what can you do? Well, I like to sing it all away. You know what I like to do? I like to have myself a holly jolly Christmas. And a one, two, three. I'll have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. We'll have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Holly jolly Christmas is the best time of the year. We'll have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and make them smell your feet. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Fuck her once for me. Just kidding. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Ho, ho, ho. Whew. All right. There you go. Little holly jolly. Yes. We go. No microphone, just the laptop playing the tune. Hopefully it sounded good. Yeah, I have an actual PA and a microphone and all this professional equipment, but I'm being lazy on Christmas Eve and just playing it karaoke style. Hopefully it sounded okay. How'd that come out on your end? That sound all right? Did you guys enjoy that? Yeah, I added in that little line about smelling my feet. Got someone in the chat mentioning spherage, sphedia, goatees, gatis. Yeah, how do you like my comedy channel? Have you subscribed to my comedy channel where I make fun of spherage, sphedia, goatees, gatis? I have a comedy channel where I make fun of them. All you have to do is look up spherage, goatees, gatis, and you'll find me. I have a comedy channel where I make fun of him because I used to like him, and then he became an e-begging piece of shit. So there's this growing community of people who don't like him, and so I'm catering to the community of people who don't like him. So where I'm getting thousands of views where I make fun of one guy. You know, Luna, she's still my baby. You know, she want to cook my baby, and if you baby throw And Luna, the demon, she steal my baby. And if you send me money, I can try to get my son back. And if for my rent, then I'll be a much happier person. So basically, I have this comedy channel now where I make fun of Spheria for being an e-beggar, and I'm getting thousands of views. It's only been around for a month, and so the channel looks like it's going to be profitable within the next few months. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to have this side channel that makes fun of this e-beggar dude, and there's a growing community of people who are really angry with him, and they really like watching me make fun of him. So it's kind of strange that that's an avenue that exists and that I get enjoyment out of it. But he deceived me and he deceived his subscribers, so he's getting what he deserves, and it's fun in a way. Uh, Here, I'll link you guys the channel in the chat so that there's no because when I bring this up, you guys are like, "What? What did you just say?" One second. All right. So I started a channel where I make fun of a guy because I used to be a subscriber and a fan of his channel, but then he became an e-beggar and he devolved into just an absolute piece of shit. And he doesn't practice what he preaches. He doesn't live the way he tells people to live, and he always every time he gets into like any issue he just begs his subscribers for money, but then like he uses it for different things than what he begs for. And then he lied to us all and told us to go subscribe to his wife's channel, and then he created a fake account and pretended to be his ex-wife. So he's just a piece of shit. So I started a channel where I make fun of him, and it's growing. So there it is in the chat. It's over there, whichever side it's on for you. Where it is, there it is in the chat room. And it's called Spherage Goatees. That's what it's called. Because those are his three names. His name is Spherage, Svedia, Goatees, and Gatis. And he's also known as that raw meat guy. There you go. All right. Moving on. Moving on. So if you want to watch me make fun of that guy, the demon who steal the baby from Luna, then go to that channel. Moving on. So, yeah, going into this next year, we're gonna have to with the shit. It don't look like it's going away, does it? It looks like they're ready to ramp this shit up. And so, at what point I'm wondering, are they going to say, okay, you're come in the store without proof of this shit? And so once they say you have to have proof of this shit, well, then that means we're going to have to start forging shit, right? And that's only going to work for so long, take VA double X passes and forging these. And that's only going to work for so long. And then people are just going to start stealing shit or paying people to go shopping for them. So then you're going to have to pay someone who's had the jab to go shopping for you, or you're going to have to start stealing shit. And so things in 2022 could get very volatile real fast if they were to try to say you can't go shopping without proof of this shit. You can't do anything without proof of this shit because push is going to come to shove eventually. Plenty of us who this shit, we're not gonna. And simple little threats aren't going to work. So there's going to come a day where pushes come to shove, shit's going to hit the the fan real fast. The shit is on its way to the fan, and it's be hitting soon. Looking like 2022 is the year when shit really starts hitting, and you're seeing it happen in other countries a lot more so than here in the United States. So we're still pretty lucky here in the United States. The fact that we're armed and they haven't blow like they have in Australia or some of these European nations where they're just already going full throttle NWO New World Takeover. So it's a little harder to do the full-on NWO New World takeover when we still have plenty of armed Americans who are dead set in not bowing down to this shit. However, there's plenty of people who are willing to bend over in a second, poison themselves, and become zombies. Believe in their head that the almighty spiky ball is worth a muzzle over your face. There's people who are muzzling themselves now for 2 years. Americans, Americans, red-blooded Americans, muzzled like Middle Eastern women. Muzzling up like Middle Eastern women for 2 years. I would have never believed it. If you'd have told me when I was a teenager or in my early 20s that American men, red-blooded, healthy American men, were going to start muzzling up day in and day out, afraid of a boogeyman disease, I would never have believed that that was possible, that you could get as many people to go along with it. And it ain't just old, stupid people who are afraid. Now, I see fellas younger than me who go to the gym and have big muscles and better shape than me, it appears, wearing a diaper while they lift weights. I've seen fellas at the gym lifting 300 pounds while they have a fucking diaper on their face. What is a fella gonna do with this big, buff, badass, masculine body if he's so stupid he's got to wear a diaper while he lifts weights? Oh, well, he only wears it because the place said he has to wear it. Yeah, that's the problem. A big badass who lifts weights will cower down and wear a diaper so he can get into a building to lift weights. Did you hear what I just said? A big badass who can lift 300 pounds will put a diaper on his face so he can continue going to a building where he can lift 300 pounds. Well, I gotta wear a diaper, otherwise I won't be able to lift up my weights in public. I gotta wear a diaper so that I can go lift weights. So there are men who go to the gym 6 days a week and have bodies of an Adonis, of a Greek god, while they have a diaper on their face. Want to talk about psychological damage? Irreversible psychological damage? That's it. Men who have bodies of gods and diapers on their face. They've got tattoos of tribal shit that they don't even know what it means, and barbed wire and shit. And they've got all these evil skulls and tattoos and a diaper on their face. You got a skull tattoo and shit like you're a bad motherfucker, and a diaper on your face to boot, bro? Real scary, scary man. Have you seen uh these hoodlum gangstas who also wear masks? Yeah, they have those too. I notice here in the hood, there's hoodlum gangsta motherfuckers who want me to think they're badass dudes, and they're wearing diapers too. A Chinese diaper on a gangbanger's face. So masculinity is going out the window, and it's coming in the form of diapers, right? Your masculinity is taken from you, just like that. Your right to free speech, muffled. Hey, your right to free speech is muffled. Whoop, that quick. And it's your choice to muffle your free speech. The elites don't want you speaking your mind, So they stuck a diaper on your face. Do you understand? Rubber band. They don't want you to speak your mind like I am. They don't want you to be a dangerous, badass individual like me. Oh, no, no, no. They want you to put a diaper on your face and shut the fuck up and take as many of these as possible so you permanently shut the fuck up. Okay? A squirt, a stick, a jab, a bye bye. Muzzle up. See you later, alligator. That's the name of the game. Your right to free speech, whoop, muzzled. Oh, you're stupid enough to come along and take this so you can be safe from this? Come and get it. All right. Guess what? You're still not safe from this. Come and get another one. Guess what? You're still not safe from this. Come and get a third one. They're actually doing it. They're actually coming back for a third one. Come on. We swear you'll be safe this time. You're not safe. You tested positive. That sucks. You should come back for a fourth time. They're actually doing it. They're coming back for a fourth one. Please come get the fourth one so you can be safe. Please come get the fourth one. You tested positive. You know what that means? You should come get a fifth one. And then we're done. We promise after the fifth one, no more. Six times a charm. Six times a charm. We promise that the spiky balls won't hurt you after the sixth one. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Lucky number 7. Come on. Lucky number 7. Come on. Lucky number 7, baby. Lucky number 7, okay? And then we're done. And then no more. We promise you're fully VA-XX, okay? Ta-da! And that one's called How You're Gonna Die. Sucks I had to do that evil comedy routine, but that's the state of reality in 2022. I would have never performed that evil comedy routine if that was not the way things are. I just made that up off the top of my head. I didn't even practice it. I didn't even write it down. That just happened because that's the state of reality. That just happened organically because that's how things are. Another comedian would have had to have like wrote that down and practiced that, and they would have never been able to deliver it the way I just did. If I was to go back and try and deliver that again, it'll come out a little differently. So that's what you call real comedy and the state of reality combined synergistically to make what's known as an ultra realistic comedy bit that should not only make you laugh, but should also scare the shit out of you. And me. And me. Do you think I sleep like a baby at night knowing all the things that I know? No. All right, so we got 170 people watching and 95 thumbs up. I think that's a good time to do another toskishi of this bolskishi. Bongskishi. So I want to see 120 thumbs up. Smash 120 thumbs up. Come on. Do it. Come on, you can do it. Come on, put your ass into it. Come on, you can do it. Come on, just put your ass into it. So all you got to do is slam your ass into the thumbs up button. Just sit on the thumbs up button. Both cheeks right now. Almost there. I can feel it. All three. We're almost there. Up, one away. One more. Bum, 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 bum. I'm like a little teapot. All right. You guys ready to have some fun? Let's have some fun. I don't know about you, but I'm dreaming right now. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Dooby-doo. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where those treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow, the snow. Oh, well, I am dreaming of a white Christmas. With every Christmas card I write, may your days be merry and bright, and may all of your Christmases be white. Here's the fun part. Oh, well, I am dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Snow, I am dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright. And may all of your Christmases be white. Yeah. Woo! All right. Whew, holy shit. That was fun. Haven't done that one since last year. Haven't done that one in like 365 days. Phew. All right. So yeah, I like to sing those songs once a year, and it's that time of the year. That's the thing about Christmas songs is I only sing them one time of the year, and so they're always like fresh and fun for that one time a year. It's like the chat shut down for a second. You guys still out there? All right. See, so there's something that you don't get from your other conspiracy channels. I'll bet you they don't serenade you with Christmas tunes and Christmas carols. I'll bet you they're talking about some sort of conspiracy or something. See, I'll give you the conspiracy news, but then I'll cleanse your palate with a nice Christmas tune. All right. Joseph Dockett says, I'm screen recording this just in case they kill you. Well, that's good news. Just in case I get killed in the moment, you want to be able to have it documented. You know, like if a bullet was to just come through the wall right now and just spill my brains out, you would want to have it on camera so that you could go back and see if it was real or not, like the JFK shit. The JFK thing is funny because people to this day just concoct such crazy stories and then they believe their own stories. So I've heard Donald Trump lovers, these Trump lovers will like concoct these stories about JFK coming back and JFK Jr. and they concoct these stories about what happened that day. And it's like, man, that's a really, really old conspiracy. And if you're sitting around thinking like JFK Jr. is coming back to save you and him and Donald Trump are gonna like fight the deep state, then man, it's like you're so far gone in opposite other direction that it's like it actually makes believing in the mainstream media look more sane. Like people who believe the Q stuff and that Donald Trump is a good guy stuff, like they're so far gone in the opposite direction that it's like it's almost more sane to believe the mainstream narrative. It's like which is more retarded, to be a Trump tard or to be a libtard, because they're both pretty retarded in their own right. They're the people who actually buy into Trump. Let me tell you something, people. I don't get it. Yeah, if you vote for me, I'll tell you to go get the VA double X. I did it. It's good. You should. And they're like, I love that man. I love him to pay. I can't wait to vote for him in the next crooked election where my votes don't matter. I can't wait. I can't wait to go on down there and fill out my little fucking stupid piece of paper. It's like I got into this argument with my dad many times over it, and many people who don't understand how the vote is rigged. It's like they know that it's rigged, but they still participate in it. So there's people who bitch about being rigged, and they participate in the rigged voting, and then they bitch about it. And it's like, dude, that's the thing. You don't have the right to bitch about it because you're an idiot who participated in it. So if you vote, you don't have the right to bitch about it because you're an idiot who participated in a rigged vote, stupid. It's not the other way around. I get to bitch because I know it's rigged and because I'm warning people so that they'll stop participating in the rigged election and hopefully we can rip it all down and figure out something better. So that's why I have the right to bitch because I don't participate in rigged elections. Never have. I've never once voted. Never for a president or Congress or anything. A local, not even a local fucking waterman. If there's a local waterman vote, I haven't voted. When I was in a school and we had to vote for a president, I fucking didn't vote. I crumpled up my ballot and threw it in the trash, and and I was like, "See you later, alligator." And I walked out when I was 17 years old, and I'm like, "Screw this." And I never voted for nothing ever. That's how much ahead of my time I was. At 17, I was like, I'm not going to vote for a president. That guy can kiss my ass. I walked out of high school and I dropped out when I was 17 years old. It was a great decision because then I went back and I actually got my high school uh, equivalency and then went to college and actually have a 4-year college degree. And I dropped out of high school. So you don't even need to go to high school. I was that smart to realize I could drop out of high school, take a test, then go to college later on. And that's how smart and ahead of my time I was. That's a big long story. that right there is a big, long run-on story, and I hope you followed it. And it also reminds me of the show Saved by the Bell, which was a really cool show about high school when I was a kid. It made me think that that's what high school was going to be like. And then when I got there, it wasn't like Saved by the Bell. I thought high school was going to be like Saved by the Bell because when I was in middle school and when I was in elementary school, I was watching Saved by the Bell and I saw all these hot chicks and these cool dudes like whoa, and then this nerd screech, and we all thought that that's what high school was going to be like. And then when I got to high school, it wasn't even fucking like that. So that's why I dropped out of high school. It's because it wasn't like Saved by the Bell. That's why I was so disappointed that high school wasn't like Saved by the Bell. Like I thought for sure that's what my high school years were going to be like. That I was going to take uh, Kelly Kapowski or whatever her name was to the prom, and I was gonna be like the popular guy on the football team, like Mario Van Peebles or whatever the fuck his name was. I'm sorry, I just totally went off on a Saved by the Bell direction for no reason. Whew. I don't plan my comedy. I don't write this or script this. It literally just happens. So, whoa, holy shit. I hope you remember Saved by the Bell because if you don't, you're probably lost right now. Oh, fuck it. I like purposely said some wrong names in there. All right, that's enough. All right. See, I'm making myself laugh. That's how you know I'm funny, or that's how I know I'm funny. One or the other. Ugh. Dude, I grew up watching television, and that's part of the reason why I'm talented is because in the 90s, 80s and 90s, we actually had some TV that was good. And it was a funny time for in the 90s because comedians were like wacky and zany. And there were comedians who were being funnier than at any point in history. In my opinion, the 90s was the funniest point in the history of the world, basically, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you look at the talent level, let's say you had Saturday Night Live, for instance, there was a time where on Saturday Night Live, you had like Adam Sandler in his prime, David Spade in his prime, and Chris Farley in his prime, and Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, and all these dudes literally coming along in their prime, and all of them went on to become movie stars. And if you look at a cast like that, that but talent doesn't exist today like it used to. And then you look at other sketch comedy shows had the exact same talent level, just a different set of characters. So, Living Color, for instance, you had Jim Carrey, the same cast with Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans and the whole Wayans crew and Tommy Davidson and David Greer, all on the same cast. That's that's a huge talent level. And Jamie Foxx, can't forget Jamie Foxx. So literally, you have Jim Carrey and all the Wayans, Tommy Davidson, David Allen Greer, Jamie Foxx. So they were doing skits and comedy routines that were just so wacky and mind bending that they could make you just laugh so easily. And back then, it was considered cool to be goofy and wacky and zany. So Jim Carrey could just come out and make funny faces and be this funny character. Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you a little something. Let me tell you a little something, Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you a little something. And so he could just come out and just act zany and wild and crazy, and we would all laugh. And it was goofy, fun comedy. And then you'd flip over to MTV and they had Beavis and Butthead going strong at the time. And then you flip over to Saturday Night Live, and like I said, you had the star-studded Saturday Night Live cast at the time, all those dudes in their prime. And then over in Canada, you had the Kids in the Hall crew, and they were all funny as fuck too. And so if you look at indies as far as comedy is concerned, stand-up comedy and a sketch comedy, it's as good as it ever got. And it can't ever be that good ever again. And the Dave Chappelle show, in my opinion, was like the end of sketch comedy being good. Like once Dave Chappelle show ended, stage sketch comedy is never going to be what it was. So Saturday Night Live is a joke compared to what it used to be. You can't assemble a group of people together that resembles the comedians that used to be. You can't. That talent level does is what I'm telling you is the level of talent that once was is no longer, and it's because Hollywood has promoted a bunch of acts, and they haven't went out and found true talent the way they used to. Record companies sign bands, and now they take little boys and turn them into weird pop stars and write their songs for them and manipulate them and rip them off. And so you don't have bands creating cool music, and you don't have new, fresh, hip comedians anymore. What you have are a bunch of hacks just reusing old material. And so you don't have new, inventive comedians anymore. And so the level of talent these days is just completely different. Now you also YouTube where anybody, any asshole, including me, can jump on and say whatever you want here on YouTube. And there's plenty of people who are hacks who clutter up places like YouTube and clutter up places like TikTok. There are a lot of people right now who don't have talent and don't belong in front of a camera. And there they are thinking that they're stars. So now everybody's like, yeah, look at me. I'm a star. I'm badass. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's like, dude, if you're just a random dude who works at Taco Bell, maybe you shouldn't be acting like a star on your day off. Maybe you should be worrying about bettering your life. So I've seen dudes who are unemployed, like, yeah, getting crunk on the sidewalk. I'm a badass. Yeah, yeah. Hey, bro. Hey, can I bum a cigarette? Can I bum a cigarette? Hey, bro, you got any spare change? Yeah, I'm crunk. I'm a badass. I'm gonna post this on TikTok. I'm a star. Whoop-de-whoop-de-doo. Look at me. They're broke as and they don't have any talent. And so I like to get in front of a camera and do my thing because I've been paying my dues for many years. I've done stand-up comedy. I've played in bands. I've sang shows. I've performed in so many different ways for so many different crowds. I know for a fact I have actual talent and I actually have something I can do to entertain a crowd. Whereas, right, there are hundreds of thousands of stupid motherfuckers on TikTok. Look at me! Look at me! Women, especially. Holy shit, the women. All you got to do is have a pair of tits and start showing them, and suddenly you got 100,000 dudes and to get with you. How is that not going to ruin the world? Do you realize that right now, even an average girl can put on a little makeup, squish her tits together, and be like, "Look at me, look at me," and she'll have 100,000 dudes be like, "Hey, right now, can I get with you? You want to? Can I be your boyfriend? Can I simp for you? I'll simp for you, princess. You're my queen. You're my queen, princess." Ooh. Average ass sixes with cottage cheese asses who are making a living on simp dudes who want to buy their farts. You realize that there's a woman right now who's like a 5 who can fart in a jar? I'm not even kidding. You think I'm kidding? Right now, I could go show you a woman who farts inside of a jar. She's like, she farts in a jar, and then she mails it to simps. She mails it to her idiot OnlyFans who buy farts in a jar. If you think I'm lying, no, I'm not. Women are selling farts in a jar. So if you feel like you're broke and you can't make money, just know that there are women out there selling their farts in a jar to men, and men are paying for it. So there's lots of different ways to make money on the internet. One of them, selling farts in a jar. I've never sold any farts in a jar, so don't get mad at me for telling you that it's a thing. Farts in a jar are real and men do buy them. I don't buy them. I think it's fucking disgusting, really. But I did find out that women who have OnlyFans and women who like to sell themselves and promote themselves, they sell farts in a jar. They sell dirty panties. They sell dirty, soiled clothing items to men. Yeah, they do that because they want to be independent. They don't need a man to take care of them. All the women independent, sell your dirty panties. All the women independent, sell your dirty panties. I just made that one up. All the women independent, sub my only fan page. Right? So, an actual talent like myself, who's here to make you laugh and make you think, I actually have to have a genuine talent, something to say, something to give you, something to make you think and make you laugh. I'm not here to sell you my tits. I'm not here to sell you my ass. I'm not here to sell you dirty photos of me. But, but, right now, there's a growing number of women who think that that's perfectly acceptable. Growing number of women who all they have to do is just be like, just start pulling down their shirt, and hundreds of thousands of dudes show up that fast. Hundreds of thousands. All you got to do is go take a look at TikTok and what's popular. And what's popular on TikTok is women taking their clothes off and dancing to terrible songs. That's what's popular. The most popular thing on TikTok is women taking off their clothes and dancing to terrible songs and doing disgusting, slutty things that in the moment will make you horny if you're a guy. In the moment, you'll be like, ooh, yeah. But then, once you really realize what's going on and you see the hundreds of thousands, you really take a look, you step back and see what's happening. This isn't something we ever had to deal with as men, and it's completely unnatural for a woman to have 100,000 dudes at her beck and call who she can sell farts in a jar. Do you realize where that puts you as a regular dude, or me as a regular dude, when she has 100,000 dudes and she can sell those guys farts in a jar and dirty photos? And then all it takes is one girl to do this, and then she tells her friends, I made $5,000 last month, and all I did was fart in a jar and show my boobs. And other women will be like, really? You made $5,000 and you farted in a jar and showed your boobs? Uh-huh. And I can do it too? You can do it too. And guess what? There are women who are willing to destroy their relationships and destroy their families to get that money. There are women who are in relationships and married who decide to open up OnlyFans accounts. There are husbands who have found out that their wife has an OnlyFans account and they did not know. Imagine being a husband who finds out that your wife has an OnlyFans account and is selling pictures online and you did not know. And she was doing this for a while. Or imagine dating a girl or having a serious girlfriend and finding out, oh, she's also an online whore. So that's a thing. That's a growing popular thing. And all it takes is for a girl to be a girl and have a phone. That's all it takes. So even a girl who's a 3 or a 4 can still find some weird niche thing and find 100,000 dudes at her beck and call. Uh, that's going to permanently screw up a society because back, let's say in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, you know, we didn't have to deal with that. So let's say in the 90s or the early 2000s, we didn't have everybody trying to be a star and going on TikTok and acting a fool and posting cringe all day and OnlyFans accounts. And so it's an entirely different world now. So if you're a single guy now, the odds are stacked against you in a way that they never have been because your woman, no matter how loyal you might think she is, has more options than in the history of man. Because back in the 50s, a woman didn't have this. She didn't have that. So there weren't 10,000 dudes trying to fuck her on a daily basis. Get it? So if you were going to take Sally to Make Out Mountain, she wouldn't have other dudes hitting her up. So if you got Sally to go to Make Out Mountain back in 1952 or 62 or 72 or 82 or 92 or 2002, she didn't have this shit here. But by 2012, uh-oh, now you got a problem. And by 2022, it's a full-blown epidemic. Do you understand what I'm telling you? If you take Sally to Make Out Mountain, she's taking her phone and Tyrone and Chad and 10,000 other dudes who are next in line are trying to get some of that too. And it goes it's the same the opposite way too. So men have more options, but mostly it's women who have the most options. Holy shit. Go look at an average girl's like TikTok account or Tinder page, and it's just like tens of thousands of dicks. Imagine being a 5 and being able to pick between all 10,000 dudes, and you get to pick the tippitiest, toppitiest of the dudes. And guess what? You know what those dudes? They want to pump and dump. And then by age 30, when those dudes have dwindled down, the list starts getting smaller. Where are all the good guys? Eh. All the women independent, sell your dirty panties. I don't need a man. All I got to do is just get online and show my feet, and men's gonna jerk off on my feet. That's all I gotta do is get online and show my feet, and men gonna jerk off on my feet. I'm gonna make a lot of money, girl. I'm gonna fart in a jar and I'm gonna sell it, and men gonna buy it. That's the sad thing, is women don't buy farts in a jar. Men buy farts in a jar. That's why there's this such thing as farts in a jar, because men buy it. Scary. Phew. Dan Jackson says, find a nice girl from a church like I did. Ah, yes and no. Yes and no. It's not always that easy. I'm a very eccentric fella, and so um, a typical church girl can be easily scared off by a fella like me because I have a lot of energy and I'm very, very intense and animated. And another thing women don't like about a guy like me is that I have lots of talents and energy, and they're used to being the one that gets the attention. So a good looking woman is used to walking into a room and getting all this attention without her actually doing anything other than just being good looking. Whereas I can walk into a room, maybe do something funny, say something funny, tell a funny story, what have you, and gather actual attention organically. And I'm good at it, and I'm very comfortable. And so some women get intimidated by the fact that I can get more attention than they can. And I've noticed that some women don't like being around performers, because a performer like me, if we go sing karaoke, I'm gonna get more attention than you being a good looking woman. So if you're a good looking woman, you're gonna get guys walking up to you, hitting on you. But if I sing karaoke, I'm gonna get the entire place to clap and sing along with me and participate with me in a way that a looking woman can't do. And so I've noticed some good looking women get intimidated if there's a man who can control the entire room, because they like to be the one who gets all the attention. At the same time, there's women who like a guy who's a performer and controls the room. So I've noticed there are women that once they see you perform, then they like you. So if you're just sitting there not doing anything exciting, they don't give a shit about you. But then once they see you perform and control an audience and do something special with your talent, then suddenly they're like, oh, that's why I like that guy. That's why I'm attracted to that guy. So it can be quite the opposite reaction. A fellow like me can get a woman to totally be into me because I'm a performer. And at the same time, I can repel women really quick because they're like, holy shit, this guy gets more attention than I do. And most women want attention. And if you're a man who gets attention, some women don't like that. So some women want this tall, dark, handsome fella, whoop, who keeps his mouth shut. And that ain't me, especially not the keeping the mouth shut part. And so I've learned I have the gift of gab, the gift of talking that gets me laid, and it also repels women at the same time. That's usually what happens. It's one of the it's like two distinct results. 215 people watching. Wow. What else do we got better to do on a Christmas Eve, huh? All right. So, what's up, chat? How about I take some questions from the chat, because I totally just rambled for the past hour. And if you missed it earlier, I sang a couple Christmas tunes. I might have another Christmas tune or two left in the hopper. Over on the Jake Gibson channel, yesterday, day before, I sang a couple different Christmas tunes. I did Jingle Bell Rock and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. So I have both of those in my repertoire. Uh, Neo Doom 1 says, Jake, when will you destroy more shills? I'm kind of torn. There's a part of me that wants to just move on because they're scumbags and they're going to continue to be scumbags. And I can only talk about them for so long before I personally get bored and or you get burnt out. And so there's a part of me that um wants to just move on, and there's plenty of other things I can talk about. Always plenty of subjects. I mean, literally, I could go dig up some videos of Croesus, some Croesus hackers. The Croesus hackers who do the Croesus hacking. I can go look up some of those videos and compile them and do and put some of that out. Um, or I can go do some regular run of the mill videos about this stuff around the world. So this stuff around the world, there's always videos of people protesting and people coming out with new information, and people trying to find ways to fight the system or get around the mandates. So there's always stuff to talk about. So I'll never run out of things to talk about. I just don't want to spend too much of my time getting in these personal wars where um, it causes me to like sit around and want to like hate a person all day. Like for instance, being in this war with Jaron and all the scumbags, David Weiss, and all these flat Earth cult scumbags. It feels good to knock them down a peg and get my revenge, but at the same time, it opened me up to a lot of negativity that I just don't really want to have to deal with on a daily basis. I'm a positive person, and I bring a lot of joy to other people's lives, and there's just no reason for me to just spend my time going after shills and being in this fight, an ongoing fight. Um, because at the end of the day, if they're dead set on being scumbags, I can't stop them. Like if somebody's a degenerate, e-begging scumbag shill, and that's what they're gonna do, I can I can call them that over and over and over and over again. But if that's what they're dead set on doing, and people are paying them, and there's still people following them, well, at some point I just gotta say, so be it, because I got other things I want to do. I want to play more bass guitar. I want to sing more songs. I want to play more live shows. I want to hang out with my friend Thomas and create new music and make music videos. There's a lot of stuff I want to do that is not busting shills, you know? And so I'm trying to figure out how to dedicate my time to more positive avenues that are going to bring me more joy in the long run. And I think I did a pretty damn good job of exposing these people and who they really are. And I did a lot of damage to them and I cost them a lot of money. And it got to the point where I did so much damage and cost them so much money, I have to worry about my own well being. These men could uh, come after me and pester me and possibly hire someone to come after me. They could. And so I have to think about all this stuff. So while you guys are sitting back eating popcorn and watching, I'm a real person who has to deal with it and live in this body and absorb the negativity. So, how these shills keep acting shilly, ask yourself what you're going to do rather than what Jake the asshole's going to do. What are you going to do on the other side of this camp? What have you done already? You're going to do is sit back and eat popcorn and watch. Well, then that's what you're going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So I hope that answers that. Neo Doom 1 says Jim Carrey proves manifestation through intention when he wrote a check to himself for $14 million, post dated to after he was a multi-millionaire. And I understand money is not the goal. Well, he knew he wanted to be a famous star, and he knew he was talented. And so he basically is one of those talents that like he did not stop until he achieved his dreams. But along the way, he also, in my opinion, sold his soul. And so there's things that Jim Carrey has done to taint his legacy. For instance, that second that Dumb and Dumber movie that he made, that this last one that he made, the second one was bad, and it was like bad to the where it was obvious he was just going through the motions and taking a check. And when it gets to the point where you're going through the motions and taking a check, in my opinion, when you get to the Hollywood level and you trade all that you trade your art for all that money, and you're trading your soul basically. You're signing away your soul. And why I don't plan on ever getting that famous, because I don't ever plan on giving anyone that sort of power over me. And so if I was to sign my likeness and my character over and make some sort of deal with the devils, they could put me in movies and play my music videos on TV, and I would be more famous than you could possibly imagine. But along with that comes the dark side, where then men control you and your likeness, and you're not allowed to do whatever you want with your own art and your own music. You're not allowed to just wake up and decide whatever you feel like doing, because then you're under the control and under the contract of other men. And so, um, many musicians have wrote about this process of selling your art and your character and are for fame and fortune. Many artists have talked about it in their songs and have lived the experience right before your very eyes, selling their soul, fame and fortune. And at the end of the road, it can get pretty dark, because a lot of those men, when the fortune's gone and the money's gone, their soul's gone too. So there are men who have sold their souls for all that fame and fortune, and then after a few divorces and a few legal issues, all those millions of dollars are, oh, suddenly you can't afford that mansion. Suddenly you can't afford that limo. Oh, suddenly you got to sell all your prized possessions. And so the money can go just as fast as it ever is it. And then what are you left with? Men rights to all your songs. So I don't plan on ever falling down that trap, and so I may never get to that level of fame as the men I'm talking about, but I'll also never fall down that Hollywood hole and have it all taken away from me. So I'm smart enough to not make a lot of mistakes that I've seen some rock stars and movie stars make, and at the same time, I have to forfeit the fame and the fortune and just keep myself as an independent comedian and an independent rock star. And so I can, at the independent level, still have an amazing career and still have a lot of fun and please a lot of people. And my art won't be compromised. So my comedic performances won't be compromised. The music that I make won't be compromised. I'll be able to wake up in the morning and decide that if I don't feel like doing shit, I don't have to. Or if I feel like working on music all day, I will. Or if I feel like going live and smoking a bong with you guys, then I will. And so I want to have the ability to be me and do whatever I feel like doing for a living, and have it be as pure and clean as possible, to where there's no shit bags involved. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that thus far. And I plan on growing this thing that I'm doing. And I've got a lot of awesome ideas for the future. So I hope you guys stick around and keep following the channel. I got a lot of really cool ideas and got a lot of awesome old footage for you that you've never seen. So I hope you guys are enjoying some of the music from the past that I've been posting. I've I've got videos from my old band Z Strain. I've got videos from my old cover band Raising Cain. I've got videos of me playing open mic solo bass Jake performances. Um, I've got my friend Thomas, who we can always create new music and make new music videos. So all the avenues for music are there. And I'm starting to really come into my own with my comedic material. So I want to do more live comedy performances for you guys, and possibly even do another tour where I do live comedy performances in major cities across America. And so I'm hoping I can do another tour. It's just a little tricky because there's people out there who want to beat me up and kill me. And so I would be putting myself in danger by going out on tour. But at the same time, I want to come perform for you guys. So I'm kind of caught between, do I go out on tour and put myself in danger so I can perform for you guys? Or do I stay here in the comforts of this office, let's say, and just do live performances on YouTube where I'm pretty sure no one's going to beat me up or kill me. Because if I go out on the road and then let's say I start getting followed by weirdos and gang stalkers who don't like me, uh, that's a real thing that I need to be concerned about. So that's one thing that concerns me if I go out on the road is that some idiot who loves Jaren, all it takes is some idiot who loves Jaren to be like, I don't like Jake the asshole. I'm gonna show up to the comedy club and beat him up. I'm gonna show up to his meetup and just shoot him in the head or whatever. People are that crazy. If there's people who follow Jaren after he wanted to have a penis measuring contest, and there's people who are cheering him on for wanting to have a penis measuring contest with me, that just means there's some really crazy people out there who might show up and try and hurt me or something. And so I have to like think about this like seriously, like I just dealt damage to an evil cult. There's going to be some crazy cult followers who might show up and want to start shit. And so if that's the deal, well then I'll just do live shows from here and you guys will just have to enjoy me through the video screen like we're doing now. And so that's the only drawback. I want to do live shows, but are people who are crazy enough who would show up and maybe try and at the very minimum to screw up my live performance, shit out from the crowd, wait for me after the show and try to fight me or attack me. I've said a lot of controversial things to a lot of people. Understand, rubber band? All right. Let's hit 110 thumbs up. Come on, I see 198. 210 thumbs up, and we'll take another hit. I see 200. We're almost there. Faith says, "Stop with the shill talk. It gives them attention they don't deserve." True, you know, and I exposed the shit out of them. So at this point, anyone still following, they deserve what they're gonna get. So if there's people who still want to follow those dudes after what I exposed, they're gonna deserve what they're gonna get. And their lame attempts to try and slander me and defame me, it didn't work. And anyone who fell for it, they took a lot of shit out of context and did a lot of deceitful editing to make me out to be a bad guy when I'm anything but. All right. All right. So, any questions? This is your brain. This is your brain on Jake, the asshole's channel. Any questions? Live Free or Die says, Merry Christmas from Wales. Merry Christmas. Now, do you mean the country Wales or do you mean like whales in the ocean? Like, that's stupid. I'm sorry. I did not mean to make that joke. Merry Christmas, Wales. Um, Someone asked if I watched the new Matrix. No, I don't like new movies. I watched the first Matrix a long time ago, and I liked it, but I tried to start watching the second one, and I didn't even finish it. I don't like new movies. I personally can't sit still for 2 hours and watch a movie. It's like it goes against my senses. So, I start to fidget and get bored, uh, real quick. And I don't like to go to theaters anymore. I used to. It's like movies used to be good. Like back in the 90s, early 2000s, movies were good. And then they just stopped being good, in my opinion. And Hollywood just got shitty, and all the actors became shitty. And then I just stopped liking movies. So, yeah, I don't watch movies. So, whenever someone talks about a new movie, I haven't seen it. I just stopped watching movies. So when I do watch a movie, I like to go back and watch an old movie that I've already seen. Uh, that's like the only way I can watch a movie is like, I'm gonna go back and watch Wayne's World because I know it's good. Or like, I'm gonna go back and watch Over the Top because I know it's good. Uh, Mr. Chris with a donation says, Merry Christmas, Jake. Hey, Merry Christmas, Mr. Chris. Ho, ho, ho. Thank you very much. Mason Free says, Jake, eat a raw turkey tomorrow on live stream. No, I don't really like to eat raw chicken or raw bird. I got used to eating cooked chicken, and I got used to barbecuing it for a while. I got really into barbecue, and so I really like the taste of cooked bird. But when it comes to beef, I like more rare or raw, and then sushi I also like raw as well. Um, so I'm kind of a guy who's in between where I like raw meat and I like cooked meat, and so certain meats I like cooked, such as chicken. I just like cooked chicken. Um, I like the consistency of cooked chicken. But then, like, when it comes to beef, I like cooked beef and I like raw beef. I like beef in all forms. And so, I'm not one of these people who only eats raw meat. I eat all sorts of meat, cooked and raw. Matt Geiger says, "What do you spend on meat a week?" Well, that depends. Some weeks I'll eat like pizza and burritos, and then other weeks like I'll actually buy cuts of meat. So it really just all depends. And so this week I actually spent more than normal because I wanted barbecue. I really wanted barbecue. So I bought charcoal and I bought a beef chuck roast. And then I cooked it slow in the grill with the top on so that it could get a lot of smoky flavor because I really wanted to have some smoky barbecue flavor. I just had a hankering, and so I spent all this money to do barbecue, and it took like the entire day. And then once I pulled it off the grill, then I had all this charred barbecue like flavor on there. Then I put it inside this crock pot with some butter so that I could rehydrate the meat because it was kind of dry. And so then once I crock potted it with some butter for like an hour, then the meat was fall apart juicy and it had the charred barbecue flavor. So it was like a crock pot meets barbecue. And holy shit, it was amazing. It's called poor man's burnt ends. That's what they call it. Poor man's burnt ends. You take a chuck roast and then you barbecue it, and then you finish it off either in the crock pot or inside of tin foil, and then put it back in your barbecue. And then you can either add barbecue sauce and some beef stock. I just did straight butter. And so I charred up these beef tips and then finished it off in the crock pot with butter. And it was like mind bending. Now, the more you cook meat, the more you destroy the nutrients, but you also get these flavors. Uh, that are mind bending. This is so amazing. And so I spent the entire day on this beef, and by the time I finally finished it, and it was done correct, holy shit, it was good. And so something like that, when you buy the charcoal and the meat and the spices, and you spend a whole day on it, you know, that's right there going to be like 20 to 30 bucks just on meat for that one day. So, am I going to do that every day? No. I'm not going to do that every day because that gets expensive. But for instance, that's something I did just a couple days ago because I absolutely wanted barbecue, and I had my mind set like I want charcoal flavor meat. I have to have it. You know what it was someone here at the office barbecued a piece of lamb, and they gave me this tiny piece, and I was like, I need to buy charcoal and meat. Eh. That's the problem with barbecue is if you eat good barbecue, it can cause you to then want to buy all this shit. And barbecuing is an art form. And so if you buy all the shit and you follow the instructions and you pull off good barbecue, it's an art form, and you basically elevate the flavor of the meat and the value of the meat. And so good barbecue, you can charge 20 to $30 a plate because it's that good. And so there are men out there who have YouTube channels who show you how to make amazing barbecue. And fuck, that's what's one of my favorite things about YouTube is anything that you want to do, you can find somebody out there who's really good at doing it who will teach you how to do it. And so I hadn't barbecued in a while, and I was looking for some tips on how to do this big ass piece of meat. And I watched like 2, 3 videos, and I was like, oh, okay, I got this now. And then I nailed it. And when you pull off something like awesome barbecue, and then you sit back and you eat it, and you're just so pleased with yourself. Just oh, meat, meat, ah. It just makes you happy to be alive, and that's why I know being a vegan is an incorrect form of life because I spent all day barbecuing this meat, and then the end result was like like Homer, just pure food bliss. That's how I know veganism is wrong. Merry Christmas, everyone, in a happy New Year. But we'll probably talk again before the New Year comes. I might even do a New Year's Eve special. Maybe we'll uh, watch fireworks together. Or maybe I'll plan something for us to do New Year's and we'll party. I haven't made plans yet, but anyway, let's have Rusty make an appearance. Come here, Rusty. Come on. Come here, Rusty. Rusty. There's Rusty. There's a good dog. There's him. Of course, with his patented fluffy ears. They're patented. Oh, and he's a good dog. Rusty's a good dog. Mwah. There he is. Mm. Just took him for a walk earlier. Took him for a walk earlier. He goes for walks every day. So he doesn't know what it's like to, go out in the backyard and shit. He goes on actual walks every day, and so he's a bit spoiled in that department. So some dogs basically they just go out in the backyard and crap, whereas Rusty like stares at me 3 to 4 times a day. Basically, just gives me the stare that he wants to go for a walk. And so sometimes I take him down to the park. Sometimes I just take him around the block. But he gets to go on walks every day. And so part of my life every day is dedicated to walking. And so it puts me out in the rain and in the shitty weather. Sometimes I don't want to go outside because it's raining and shitty, but he has to go, and so it forces me to go on like walks in the rain when it's cold. And so I'll have moments where I'm like walking around the block and I have earbuds and I'm walking my dog and it's like shitty cold ass rain, and it's like, well, I own a dog, so this is what you do. And then other days it's beautiful and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad to be out here. Like today, it was sunny and nice, and I was like, man, I'm glad to be out here walking the dog in this park, and it's sunny and nice. And so, owning a dog will cause me to go out and get fresh air multiple times a day. And if I didn't have him, I would probably spend too much time in front of this damn computer screen. And so, owning a dog keeps me connected to nature. Oh, let's see. Who else has a question? Any questions before I go? Someone asked how Truth Exposed says, how old is Rusty? Well, I don't know for sure because he's a rescue, so I can't say for sure. But my guess is like 8, 10 range. I'm gonna say 8 at the youngest, maybe 11 at the oldest. So he's been around for a while. But like today when I took him to the park, he still chases squirrels and runs like full sprint trying to get he never catches them, but he tries. And so when we go to the park, he still runs around and gets around pretty good. So, and he's not like gray and um doesn't look old. So he should still have some decent years left. Let's hope. Anytime you get any more than 10 years out of a dog, it's pretty good. Huh, doggy. Mass One says get him CBD treats. Yeah, I never did give him any of that stuff. Like I don't if he needs it or not. What are this what good does it do for him? What positive effects will it bring him? Digital Death 187 says, "What dog food do you feed Rusty?" Um, well, I give him a combination of stuff. I give him meat scraps and I give him hot dogs. and I give him um, like a can of tuna fish and sardines. Um, and then he's got then I have this organic dry food just so like throughout the day if he just wants like a few bites of some dry food that he's always got a little bit of dry food. So I don't like to give him that much dry food. So for instance, I'll just throw him just a little bit in there just so he has some. So if he wants to go nibble throughout the day, but I mostly try to give him meat scraps and then cheap cheap sources of protein that like are decent enough, like sardines or a can of tuna, to where it's like like the the best source. It's not going to be like grass fed organic beef, for every meal, but it's better than um, eating nothing but dry food or crappy canned dog food. So basically, for the same price, you can give your dog a can of tuna, and that'll be a better source of protein than buying a can of Alpo. So, or I can go over to the dollar store and get him some sardines and cans of tuna. The Lion and the Lamb says, "Hey Jake, looking good tonight. I'm a female, by the way. Don't worry." Oh, thanks. Yeah, I specifically yesterday went and got a haircut, and I shaved. Oh, and I put on the suit. Oh, 1 second. See, so I had this suit, and so over on the Jake Gibson channel, I actually made a video where I got my hair cut and then put on the suit, and I showed my transformation from looking like a hippie to looking all suave. So if you go to my backup channel, you'll see I made a video called "How to Become a Handsome Stud in 3 Easy Steps." So I have this really nice suit here, and so basically, I can put this on and look like I look really good at any moment. And so I'm one of these guys that I can go from looking like a hippie to looking really suave. And so I think I clean up pretty well. So I just shave, get a haircut, put on a suit, and then I look like $1,000,000. I mean, shit. What? See, just that alone. That alone. Check. See? Look at that. Look at that jacket and lunar module combo. See? You got to invent your own style. And check this out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is how I dance. That's why I dance alone. I dance alone when, yeah, with nobody else. You know, when I dance alone, well, I'm probably not with anybody else. Yeah, the other day, just before breakfast, and drank me some coffee and tea, and then I had some Budweiser, and that's all I really need. And I dance alone, yeah, with nobody else. You know, when I dance alone, it's because I mostly kind of prefer to be by myself. All right. See? Yeah. And guess what? There's dudes out there who say, Jake lives in a van. Jake doesn't have any money. Jake's a loser. Jake's homeless. That's funny. There are people who say that. There are people who say that I live in a van and that I'm homeless and that I'm broke and no chicks like me. Meanwhile, you have chicks right here in the chat who compliment me. Seems like they like me. Meanwhile, I don't even own that van. That van's gone. It's been gone for months. And there's still people who are like, Jake's homeless and lives in a van and he hates himself and he hates his life and he's a loser. He's a piece of shit. And I'm like, really? Really? Is that what? Is that what you want to tell people? That I live in a van down by the river? And that I'm a stupid, lonely piece of shit? Don't have any money? Don't have any chicks? Look how good I look. Mm, 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 mm. So yeah, that van story down by the river. It's a funny story, bro. Funny story. You guys remember when those glasses that you could like peel them upwards? Those were cool. The peel upward glasses. So when a hot chick walked by, you'd be like, "What?" Oh, that's what's awesome about being suave. All you got to do is just put on a jacket, and then you're suave. At the same time, who else could pull off this besides me? Who else could pull off this one? Hmm? Pretty much like me and Les Claypool are like the only dudes that could pull this off and be confident and be like, yeah, what's up? This is how I look. This is who I am. I know it ain't Halloween. This is just what I do. This is who I be. Oh, you think my hat's a little eccentric for you? Well, lottie dottie do. No cool, funny hat for you. Again, the only person I know is like me, Les Claypool, oh, and Jamiroquai. Those are like the only three people who could pull this off. Me, Les Claypool, and Jamiroquai. 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 That would be a really cool trio if we got together and hung out. Me and Claypool and Jamiroquai all got together and hung out. That would be something. That would be a sight to see. Well, I don't know if I really want to hang out with Jamiroquai, but it would be cool to hang out with Les Claypool. That'd be cool. In fact, Jamiroquai don't even need to be there. I want to meet Les Claypool. My name is Mud. All right. Oh, Truth is Freedom said Tom Petty. All right, I'll give you that one. But he's no longer alive. He's either dead or they repackaged him and turned him into someone else. Let's talk about repackaging people and turning them into someone else. I'm kind of iffy on the whole thing. Here's my thing about repackaging someone and turning them into someone else is I've heard people say that Alex Jones is Bill Hicks is Alex Jones. And you think, okay, maybe that's possible. And then I've heard people say that Morgan Freeman is Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman. And I was like, what? I don't know. And then you look at the face and you're like, well, maybe. But here's what really bothers me about Jimi Hendrix being Morgan Freeman. That means he just gave up playing guitar. A man who loved guitar so much, he just like gave it up and put it in his closet. And then he's like, well, now I'm going to talk like this and I'm going to be Morgan Freeman. And so instead of being Jimi Hendrix, now I'm going to be a black man. So he had to like he had to stop being Jimmy, baby, and stop being free on his guitar So he's gonna stop singing and fucking playing. That's his soul. That bothers me to think that a man whose soul is singing and playing would become Morgan Freeman, like for any money. So even for 10 million, $20 million, if someone's like, "Here, Jake, you're never allowed to touch your bass ever again. You're never allowed to sing ever again, and we want you to be a politician." I just wouldn't do it, you know? Martin Benjamin with 9.99 upside down. That's going to be triple sixes, by the way. You evil son of a bitch. Just kidding. Says, love what you're doing, Jake. Glad to catch you live. Glad you were doing more of what you love. Hey, thanks, bro. I appreciate the donation and glad you're here enjoying it. So there are people who've told me right here on this very channel that Jimi Hendrix became Morgan Freeman. And there's people who believe that Jimi Hendrix became Morgan Freeman. So that means that the man who wrote all those beautiful songs and whose heart and soul was performing and playing music, that he just gave it all up to be Morgan Freeman for money? That seems very strange to me. Because like I just said, if somebody was to show up with a truck full of money and say, Jake, we want you to shut down your YouTube channel and we want to reinvent you as a politician and you're not ever allowed to be Jake and here's a truck full of money. I just don't think that I could bring myself to be like, yeah, I don't want to play my bass or sing ever again. Yeah, let's go be a politician. It wouldn't make sense to me to ever do something like that, even if I was given the world. Because what the fuck does the money mean if I can't use any of my talents or do what I love? And so it makes me, whenever I hear someone say that Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman, it makes me think like, well, how could anyone ever just give up their love of playing the guitar and singing like that for any amount of money? And so that's the part where I'd want to draw the line and say, no way. But then when you look at their faces, they do have this weird resemblance. And so when I hear these stories of this person turned into this person, um, I always step back and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Really? Uh, and I can't ever say definitively that it's right or wrong. So I can't sit here and tell you Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman. And I can't sit here and tell you this. I totally am kind of like, is it possible for Jimi Hendrix to be Morgan Freeman? Is that even a possibility? I guess it could be. Maybe. But why? Why? Why wouldn't they just let him be Jimmy, man? Why did they need Morgan that bad? And why would they need to be Jimmy to be Morgan? That's just a weird deal, man. So whenever I hear of this person is a that person deal, uh, yeah, you just don't know, man. I mean, I think Dave Chappelle's been replaced by an imposter. And I think that there's an imposter pretending to be Joe Biden right now. I think they have two or three dudes who, maybe four or five dudes who pretend to be Joe Biden. But I feel like our president right now is being played by an imposter. And so it's like we live in a actor based reality where there's a whole lot of deception going on, and even people who you think are people might not even be those people. And that's weird to me because I know what kind of people I am, and I know I'm not deceiving anyone. And so when I see people who are doing nothing but deceiving, like their whole existence is deceiving, I'm like, how could you live with yourself? How could you wake up each day and do that? And that's where I just can't fathom how anyone could wake up and just be a scumbag, deceitful deceiver on a daily basis and how they could just live with themselves. Like, how could you be the fake Dave Chappelle? How could you be the fake Eminem? How could you ever be happy with being the fake president? How could you be happy pretending you're something you're not, deceiving a bunch of people? Oh, I could never get enjoyment out of doing something like that. In fact, I despise people who do stuff like that, and my channel's dedicated to exposing people who do stuff like that. So that's what makes it so hard for me to understand how people can be such evil goddamn scumbags all for the sake of money when you can do good positive things and still make money. You can still make money without being an evil, deceitful scumbag. So I don't plan on selling soul. I plan on keeping it in, and that's why you'll always get soulful content from me. I'll always give you a little piece of my soul for free over here because I have plenty of soul to go around, and I'm not selling it to the devil. So you're always going to get soulful content over here on the Asshole Channel. And with that, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to get off here and enjoy the rest of my day. And hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you choose to do. Hopefully, you take something positive from this and do something positive with it. And until next time, this is Jake, the Asshole Gibson, saying Merry Christmas. And I'll see you next time. Peace.